Pisces, hello, Amanda here. Welcome to Unseen Hands Healing. This is going to be your January 2020 shift reading. So we're looking at the shape you're shifting out of, the shape you're shifting into, and what that shift looks and feels like for you. So before we get into cards, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the image that came through as I was meditating on your energy, the image for you to work with this month. It was really simple. It was the image of a golf tee, and I kept hearing it's tea time. Time to tee up, you know? It's like this little tee, this little thing that holds the golf ball being put into the earth, the ball being placed, and then I saw you with the golf club like lining up your shot, lining up the right angles, the right geometry to get that ball in that hole, to get that ball where you're trying to go. And it was a big swing, you know, it was like a big swing that was coming up. And so you were like lining up your energy, lining yourself up physically, lining up the right angles, the right momentum, to get that ball where it needed to go. But there was emphasis on the fact that this tee was there supporting the ball, almost like in when like kids are learning to play baseball, they play t-ball, you know, there's like that T structure that holds the ball in place. There's like a little extra supportive energy right now, Pisces, that seems to be holding that ball in place for you a little bit longer than usual so that you can have all of the time that you need to line up this shot, to get everything into alignment before you take the swing. That's what it felt like. So now let's get into cards. I pre-pulled these cards for you, which if you follow my channel, you know I don't normally do. I like to live through the shuffle along with you, and I will still do that in the extended readings, but I pre-pulled cards for these January shift readings because they tend to be pretty intense. There's a lot of energy, and I just wanted to be able to take my time sitting with the energies before I bring them to you. So I did that, and here's what we got. The shape you are shifting out of, Pisces, in January is the Three of Wands. Threes, talking about coming into alignment. I see threes as alignment because it's triple goddess, maiden, mother, crone, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, mind, body, spirit. All of these three things coming into alignment to work as one. So there's something about, you know, and that's kind of what came through in the meditation as well. So there's something here about you coming into alignment. You're standing up on this. This is what we see in the scene of the Three of Wands. Someone's standing up at a high point, up at a precipice, on the verge of something, Pisces. You're on the verge of something. On the verge of something new here with the sunrise. It's like the sun is just peeking over the horizon. There's just something new beginning to awaken, but here you are waiting in anticipation and expectation of this thing that is coming into light. The butterflies are here to assist with this moment for you. Again, I felt like that T in the T-ball being like a helpful energies holding this up a little extra moment longer for you to come into alignment. It's like you find yourself in this energy of waiting. Perhaps you've been in this energy, or maybe you are in this energy in January. We're all on different timelines. So, you know, find your place in the energy of this reading. But it's like the waiting is important right now. I think even though it can feel impatient to be in this energy of waiting, this energy of expectation, waiting for your ships to come in, waiting for the ball to get hit and go where it needs to go, waiting for your moment. It's important that you are in this period of suspension, of just like waiting a little bit longer, because things need to come into alignment. It's really interesting. This is the shape you're shifting out of this January, eventually moving out of the waiting energy and into the 3 of Pentacles, 2 3s, moving out of the 3 of fire into the 3 of earth. So something is then being manifest. Something is being, you are going to hit that ball eventually. You know, you are working towards something very tangible here. We see people in this scene of the 3 of Pentacles building something together. There's 3 people working together. Again, mind, body, spirit, maiden, mother, crone, Father, Son, Holy Ghost, whatever. Coming in, these energies coming into alignment to create strong structures. The whole thing is about forward-facing energy now in order to figure out how to manifest strong structures for 2020. And that makes a lot of sense, because that's what 2020 is all about. You know, when you numerologically add up 2020, you get 4. 4 is the number of structure, 4 walls, 4 corners, 4 sides of the square. You know, this is energy talking about how to create containers for something to grow. How do you, what structure are you looking to create in your life for relationships to bloom? What structure are you hoping to create for your finances to flourish, for your needs to be met and supported, for you to create what the work you want to create in the world? It's the question of structures, big time here in 2020. And the 4th card in the tarot is the Emperor. The Emperor is the creator of that structure. That's you, Pisces. We are all stepping into this role of Emperor collectively in 2020. So it's really interesting that the energy you're starting off January with is 2 3s. 3s come right before the 4. You know, you are gearing up. You are coming into alignment, getting all of the stars aligned, all of the energies aligned here to be able to then get to work building the structure that's going to give you the most sustainable supportive foundation. And I also say this talking about structure because that's what we see literally happening here. People are building an actual church. They are building an actual structure, something real and tangible that is spiritually aligned and that can actually essentially they are building this physical structure, aka a church, to house something much larger than them, much more of the essence of spirit. So this is really about lining up that shot to take that shot that's going to help manifest the structure you're looking for. What does that shift look like, Pisces? It's interesting because the color palettes in these cards are all the same, which I'm really liking that energy for you. 4 of Swords, Priestess, 4 of Cups. 2 4s. You got 2 3s, 2 4s. Again, 4s are about structure. So here we have it. It's interesting too because the 2 4s that you received, 4 of Swords and 4 of Cups, are, I think, the cards that speak a little more nebulously about structure, whereas the 4 of Pentacles and the 4 of Wands are more descriptive of types of structures that are already in place. These are a little more formless. So it serves to further this feeling that I have that your structures are not yet in place. You're still getting the energy lined up, and the forces of, God, the universe, spirit, divine are conspiring to give you the time and space that you need to get into alignment before you take the shot. So here's this. Giving you the time and space. I see this particular Four of Swords as this person taking some time to rest, to sleep on it, literally taking some space, some mental space, because they need the space around their head. See that? They're moving the bed to get some space around their head so that nothing is crowding them, because there seems to be something weighing on your mind here, Pisces. This is so fascinating, this reading with the 3s and the 4s, because even in the cards, the number 4 cards, we've got the group of 3. 3 swords seem to be weighing on your mind, and you're sleeping on the 4th. The 3 of Swords in the tarot talks about pain in the heart. Pain in the heart that can trigger the mind into painful thoughts, which then of course triggers the body into pain. So there's something here about maybe like, you know, having come through a time of healing from the pain of the past. The 3 butterflies, major transformation here, Pisces. And as you now wait for your ships to come in, as you now look to the dawn of a new day on the horizon, it's almost like this is what you're doing in your waking life. 3 of Wands, expectantly looking towards the future. In your sleeping life, your subconscious is still very much processing all of this, you know, mental, emotional struggle that perhaps you have recently or even not so recently been through. You know, we're closing out a decade. It feels like we are all individually and collectively closing out much larger cycles. This is sort of like a 10-year review for you, Pisces, and that's no small thing. It's like, give yourself plenty of space to do that unconscious processing. Maybe you're finding yourself doing a lot of processing in your sleep, a lot of subconscious processing in your dreams. That's absolutely appropriate for where you are entering January here. Go ahead and let yourself sleep on it. Let your body and your mind and your psyche do all of the things that it naturally does, because you're being called. Look at this. You're being called by the Priestess. It's almost like I'm seeing that as soon as you go to sleep, the Priestess can work. The Priestess can then come up and conjure this snake, the agent of transformation, the shedding of the skin. Scorpio energy. I just saw 1313. As I said, Scorpio energy. Scorpio rules the death card. In the tarot, the death card is number 13. There's some really intense numbers happening in this reading for you, Pisces, especially because we have the 3, and then 3 plus 1 is 4. And I just saw 1331. 1333. It's like, whoa. What's going on with the energies of the 3s for you? It's like this year of this number 4 year of coming into the right structure for you, Pisces. You know, certain signs might be already there, like at the gate of the structure, the gate meaning the 4, right? At the gate of the structure, ready to enter the new structure. You, Pisces, might be taking your time, and I think that's a really, really good thing. Stay in the energies of the 3 until the 4 is ready, until the structure is ready to begin to form. Don't rush that, because the Priestess is calling you into the realm of intuition, into the realm of which many Pisces may be quite familiar with, right? The land of feeling and intuiting and gut knowings and unconscious processes rather than conscious processes. It seems to be that this shift for you is very much outside of linear time. It's very much happening in this like unconscious plane, whereas at least that's how the shift feels to you. The shift that you're making is very much in the 3D plane, but it's subtle. You're moving from a 3 to another 3. It's not like a 3 to a 10. You see what I mean? The shift is very subtle. It's just more of you coming into alignment between your soul, wands, fire element, alignment with your soul, and then how does that internal alignment manifest in external alignment with the people around you, the places around you, the systems in place to then build the structure that you're trying to build. And when we look at the little glimpse of your wheel of the year here, we'll see how the structure begins to form, hopefully. But okay, so the priestess is calling you. The priestess is giving me a very specific message here, Pisces. When I pulled this card and I sat with this for a while, I was really drawn to all of the scales and the markings on the snake. I couldn't take my eyes away from like the underside here, the underside of the snake, and I was really noticing the priestess and the snake meeting at her fingertip here. And so as I was just like holding my hand on this card and closing my eyes, I actually felt the snake sliding over my fingers. And I think that was the guidance for you, Pisces. The guidance for you is to feel your way through this transformation, this very internal, largely subconscious, maybe even quite nebulous January that you find yourself in. Trust that what is happening inside of you is really, really massive, even if you can't necessarily see it tangibly outside of you as it's happening. I think on the other side, you'll begin to see something very tangible and you'll be like, oh, that's how that all works together. And that's how I can now work on building this moving forward. But until then, it's in the realm of the priestess, which is much more nebulous, much more formless. Sometimes we have to go into complete formlessness before we can even get the alignment to move towards form. So feel your way through. Go ahead and lean into this priestess energy, which means close your eyes through this month a little bit, Pisces, and like use your other senses to feel what the energy is asking of you. To feel the subtle shifts in the skin and changes in the movement. Very specific, very intuitive here with the energy of the moon. We're in eclipse season, and we've definitely got energy of an eclipse here with the priestess. Feel your way through tactily, sensorily, intuitively. Okay, and a lot of that may happen while you sleep. If you want to keep a dream record, dream journal, I think that would be super helpful to just help you track a little bit. Again, I don't want to put too much form onto it. I don't want to Virgo that's a little bit over here. Because I do think that you need to, as much as you can, allow it to be undulating, fluctuating, shifting, changing, formless, free. But isn't this funny too, how the priestess is surrounded by these two fours? So we've got this Four of Swords, letting your subconscious rest, giving your body the space, time, and rest that it needs to let this process happen organically. If you're overworking yourself or trying to make yourself do a whole bunch of other activities, your body's not going to do what it's trying to do. Okay? Your psyche's not going to do what it's trying to do. And then we end with this 4 here, which is interesting. This is speaking to me that there's some sort of a situation that you're just like sitting with, you know, the 3 swords situation and these 3 cups situation that's like not quite right. I think that's why you're still kind of over here waiting for it to click, into place, because there's something about it that's just not quite there. In the 4 of Cups, we see this person down here just feeling a bit dissatisfied, feeling bored, feeling just unhappy with where they are, and maybe they don't even know why. You know, like, why am I not happy here with these 3 cups? Why is it I seem to be facing the void? And then there's this, you know, hand of God coming out with a huge cup. It's like almost, it's like twice the size of you, saying, I've got something that's going to satisfy you so deeply. But you've got to look up. You've got to turn away from the dissatisfying situation that you can see with your eyes and move more towards something spiritual, something deeper within you that's calling. You come into alignment with that energy inside of you, then you'll be ready to move forward in a tangible way and allow something to be built, something to grow. And in the spread, that's what you're looking towards. See this 4 of Cups person looking towards, like, man, I just want this to work. Just want this situation to come into alignment so that we're all working together. I just want this to work with this person. I just want this to work with this community. I want this to work with this job, whatever it is. And it's like, it may, Pisces, things may come into alignment, but first, it's all about this deep calling to come into alignment inside of yourself before things can move forward into the 4s, into structure. Okay, let's get you a postcard from the liminal space here, Pisces. What is the postcard from the liminal space? The guidance, the advice for Pisces here in January 2020. We got 2. I like this. This is exactly reiterating what just came through. Is it true there is no other? And be your own daddy. Be your own sugar daddy. And we got the sugar turning into coins, a pile of coins here. I like this because it's like, you know, we're looking at structures. We're looking at systems of support. In order to have the systems of support in your life, it's like you've got to be your own system of support. You've got to come into that sense of alignment inside of yourself. And in order to do that, it's like there needs to be a shift in perspective here. We've got like someone with their view being blocked by the bowl that's on top of their head, by this thing that is limiting the expansion of their mind, or limiting the way they are thinking. I'm seeing that as these 3 of Swords weighing on your mind a bit. Something is limiting, something you've been through in the past is limiting your way of thinking. And then again, the hand of God coming in, ding, like ringing you upside the head like a singing bowl, like, hello, wake up. Is it true there is no other alternative? Is it true there is no other way of going about this structure? Is it true there is no other desire or no other way that you could live, way that you could move forward? So it's like there's something that needs to come into alignment here. There's a realization that you need to have. There's an opening of your mind and a coming into solidity within yourself that needs to happen before this structure can move forward. And that's why the priestess calls you. It's interesting too, because it's almost like these two go together here. Like, I would see this person with the singing bowl on their head as this person in the Four of Cups. And it's almost like the hand of God coming in and like dinging you over the head, like, doing. Yeah, you're not happy with the options you've got in front of you. Well, are you sure there's no other options? Because I got a big one up here. Very interesting here, Pisces. Very interesting. Okay, so we're going to take this into an extended reading. It's going to be a little extra special extended reading. I am going to pull cards from a clarifying deck to clarify all of the energies we've got out here. This is a pretty broad reading that came through for you, so we're going to try to get more specific and see what these situations are exactly talking about. But we're also going to pull a card to get the overall energy for your wheel of the year. We're going to look at the first quarter, second quarter, third, and fourth of 2020. See if we can get a general glimpse or idea of the energies that are here to help you move through 2020. This is a taste of a much larger offering that I have on my website called the Wheel of the Year reading. It's one of my favorite offerings. All right. So, we pull an energetic guide for each of the 12 months of the year and help you navigate that through numerology and tarot. And it's just a really cool offering. If it's something that sounds interesting to you, go check it out at my website, unseenhandshealing.com. The information is in the description box below. Now, if you'd like to view this extended, stick around. There's going to be a little preview of that extended at the end of this reading for you to view. If you're into it, if it's vibing with you, click the link in the description and that's going to take you over to Patreon. Patreon is a community I've created for folks who've been following my work for some time. These monthly shift readings are resonating with you, and if you'd like to be able to view those extended readings every month, Patreon may be the place for you. So go over, check that out, read the description, learn all about how it works. Feel free to reach out to me if you need help with that, okay? And that is the place where you can view this extended reading and we can start to dig into this deeper. Okay, Pisces, thank you so much for joining me. Happy New Year. I'll talk to you soon. Every single person in these energies, their eyes are blocked. Blindfolded, wool pulled over the eyes, the head, and it's all about the head. There's either a hat on their head blocking their way forward, or we're in the swords element, which is talking about the mind. So it's like there's a mental block here, Pisces. Major mental block. It's like you think you're trapped, but is it true that you're trapped? There's some enlightenment coming. There is. And if you go into that space, oh, it's interesting too, because remember I felt when I put my hand on the priestess, my eyes closed and I felt I just needed to feel my way forward. Wow. Because that's exactly what we're seeing, is that like you can't see. So but that's okay. The priestess is calling you, okay, it's all right. You can't see. Use your other senses. Feel intuitively into it. Feel your way sensorily. What is that? What are your other senses besides your eyes and your brain telling you? Because the priestess is trying to get you out of your head.